for the deepest stories behind technology and engineering.
Subscribe to the Causality Deep Dive. Stay curious.
You know, if you ever find yourself driving through Aurora, Colorado, you might see them. They're just kind of there, dotting the landscape. Massive, strange white domes that look exactly like giant golf balls, hiding in plain sight. So, what on earth are they for?
Right? It's the first question everyone asks. You see them and you think, aliens? Some kind of weird weather experiment? Well, the reality is way more critical to our safety than you'd ever guess.
That's right. Tucked inside those domes is a crucial piece of a massive global network. A network built for one singular, vital purpose: to know in real time the second a hostile missile is launched anywhere on the planet.
But listen, it's not just about these domes. They're actually just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. We're talking about an incredibly sophisticated three-layered system, one of the most advanced early warning networks ever created.
So here's how the whole thing works. In a nutshell, first step, you've got detection. That's our eye in the sky. Powerful satellites with infrared sensors that spot the intense heat from a missile launch instantly. Then comes tracking. Giant ground-based radars lock onto that missile and figure out exactly where it's going and how fast. And finally, you have the relay. All that critical data gets beamed down to the domes, where operators send out the alarm.
And when we say eye in the sky, we are not kidding. Those satellites, they're hanging out in geostationary orbit, a staggering 22,000 miles above us, just constantly watching. Think about that for a second. Trying to communicate with something that far away with perfect accuracy, it's just an incredible feat of engineering. Okay, so let's go inside one of those giant golf balls. We're going to zoom in from that huge global system right down to the heart of the operation on the ground, the massive satellite antenna that makes this all possible.
So, the dome itself has a technical name. It's called a radome, and it has two really important jobs. First, it's basically a giant weatherproof shell protecting the super sensitive antenna inside from snow, hail, you name it. But maybe even more importantly, it hides which satellite the antenna is pointed at, so our adversaries are left guessing.
Now here's where this high-tech gear gets a little personality. Get this, the crew affectionately nicknamed the antenna Fred. And Fred's an old-timer. It was built by Ford's aerospace division way back in 1973. And just like an old truck, it literally needs regular oil changes to keep running. And the radome protecting Fred? It's a beast, made of 650 fiberglass tiles that each weigh 355 pounds.
To really wrap your head around what Fred does, imagine this. You're trying to aim a laser pointer at something the size of a basketball, but it's moving, and it's 22,000 miles away. Oh, and your laser isn't just a light. It's transmitting life or death data in real time, with zero room for error. The precision is just mind-boggling.
So all of this incredible technology, all this data, it all funnels into one single place. A highly secure room where the human element takes over. Welcome to the ops floor, where every single second can mean the difference between safety and catastrophe.
For the deepest stories behind technology and engineering.
Subscribe to the Causality Deep Dive. Stay curious.
Yep, behind these doors, Space Force Guardians are on watch 24/7, 365 days a year. If a missile launches anywhere in the world, this is where the alert shows up first. This room is the absolute nerve center of our missile defense. And when that alert hits the screen, the entire room just snaps into action. It's a moment of pure, intense focus. Everybody knows their job, and there is absolutely no room for mistakes. The response unfolds in three critical phases. First, detection. That's the raw satellite data popping up on their screens. Next, verification. They have to confirm, is this threat real? And finally, dissemination. Getting that life-saving intel up the chain of command all the way to the president if necessary.
Now that verification step, it is arguably the most critical part of this whole process. It's called two-person human verification, and it means exactly what it sounds like. No single person can ever send out a missile alert. A second human being has to look at the exact same data and agree, yes, this is a real launch. It's the ultimate failsafe against a computer glitch or one person's error triggering a global conflict. The weight of that responsibility is just immense.
And make no mistake, this isn't just a theoretical drill. The team runs intense simulations based on very real-world tensions. In one hypothetical scenario of a 12-day war, these operators detected hundreds of launches,
providing critical warnings that saved lives on the ground. Their work was absolutely pivotal.
And just to give you an idea of the sheer volume they can handle, during one particularly intense period of that simulation, the teams were tracking around 300 different missile launches in a single day. The ability to stay calm and focused under that kind of pressure is just incredible.
So let's pull back for a second and look at the big picture. What is the real, overarching mission of the Space Force Guardians who do this incredibly high-stakes work day in and day out?
Well, for the Guardians on the floor, it's deeply personal. It's not just about the cool tech, it's about purpose. It's about knowing that their skill, their focus, directly impacts the safety of millions of people. That's what gets them through the long nights.
And this whole missile warning mission fits perfectly into the Space Force's three main jobs. You've got space superiority, which is about controlling the domain of space, then global mission operations, which is exactly where missile warning and GPS live, and finally, space access, which is all about making sure we can get to space in the first place. So ultimately, that's what it all boils down to. It's this amazing combination of high technology, like our old friend Fred the Antenna, and incredibly dedicated people. They work every day in an environment where, if they do their job perfectly, none of us will ever even know they were there. They really are the silent guardians. And that leaves us with one final big question. As threats evolve, we're talking hypersonic missiles, more complex orbital weapons. How does this mission change? The next chapter for these Guardians of Space is being written right now, and you can bet it's going to be even more challenging.
Hey, if you're into deep dives and smart documentary style content,
Make sure you subscribe to Causality Deep Dives.